Every category of MAGA is in complete shambles. So let's do a little check-in with each little segment of it. First, let's do a check-in with Candace Owens. She tweeted the following today. Our show will be off air this week. As an update, both the White House and our counterterrorism agencies have confirmed receipt of what I reported publicly. Emmanuel Macron attempted to organize my assassination per a source close to the first couple. Also, I will again state that the French legionnaires were involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination, but they did not act alone. For all of you who doubted my claims, you can now look to the President of the United States and our intelligence communities to issue a statement to confirm whether I am telling the truth. So, to summarize here, she's claiming that the French president has ordered an assassination, and we are just waiting with bated breath for Kanks and Melania to confirm this. Millions of people consume this woman's channel. She believes that the wife of Emmanuel Macron, his wife Bridget, is a trans person, and she has bullied, harassed, gone apeshit bananas over the whole thing. This is the first I've heard. I always thought she thought Israel killed Charlie Kirk. Now I guess she's blaming the French government in linking both of her conspiracy theories together. So it looks like she's going to not podcast through this. The rest of us in the podcasting world are going to continue on with our shows. And I send Candace Owens my thoughts and prayers. Moving along, this is wild. Okay, so Brazil had a president, Bolsonaro, and he attempted the exact same coup attempt, the insurrection, after he lost the election that Kanks did. Unlike the United States, they tried him and found him guilty for his crimes, and he was at home on house arrest. Put this up, Kylie. Bill Madden tweets, "Holy shit. Rachel Maddow is reporting that the former Brazilian president, Jair Bolsonaro, who is about to begin a 27-year prison sentence for doing what Donald Trump did, attempting to overthrow his country's democracy, tried to remove his ankle monitor with a soldering iron to flee to the United States with Trump's help. I'll say it again, with Trump's fucking help. Trump was plotting with him on Saturday, and Bolsonaro was arrested early Sunday morning. On Monday, Trump was asked about Bolsonaro, and Trump said he was expecting to see him very soon. When reporters told Trump that Bolsonaro had been arrested, Trump appeared shocked and disappointed. And so we're at this stage in America is no longer a legitimate country, that where the sitting president of the United States is trying to help a felon escape prison in his country, that this is not breaking news on every channel. It's wild. And I remember Kanks all up in his scarf, them asking him about Bolsonaro. And he's always been buddy-buddy with Bolsonaro because Bolsonaro is a big MAGA guy. He's a big fascist. And it's just unbelievable that Donald Trump has received so many assists in his immoral, unethical behavior from our institutions, from the media, from the court, specifically the Supreme Court, from Congress, who has completely abdicated their co-equal branch of power to this man that he thinks he can do shit like this. But Brazil wasn't having it, and now he's back in prison again. Speaking of just an absolutely worthless American, we have Katie Miller, who is the wife of Stephen Miller, and she started a podcast. And we all know Stephen Miller is the weird cretin behind all of this ICE shit. I mean, this guy's a sociopath of the highest order. And Katie Miller, interviewed Mike Johnson on her podcast the other day, and she asked Mike Johnson the following.
Jelly roll us?
Do I know? Yes, we have selfies together.
All right. Moses Mike Grinder Johnson acting so cool and trying to not be a DL demon queen. Actually, in all of that, I just got a huge gaydar ping. Furthermore, Moses Mike Grinder Johnson, and this needs to be, everybody needs to be reminded of this. The whole porn monitoring situation with his teenage son is weird, but also with his daughter. He took her to some purity ball where they simulated some marriage ceremony where he put a ring on her finger and she had to pledge her virginity to him until he gave her to somebody else. So it should surprise you zero that this man is completely compromised by Donald Trump, has completely abdicated all power. He's so fucking crazy and worthless that Marjorie Taylor Greene quit Congress because she said she couldn't get anything past this guy because everything this guy does is for a party of one. Furthermore, reports are really, really starting to incubate and taking ground that there's an expected, and I hope this is true, 25 Republican congressmen are expected to resign because of Moses Mike Grinder Johnson bending the knee to Donald Trump. Now, listen, I know that these guys are total cowards. They should be in front of cameras, screaming at the top of their lungs that the Speaker of the House is somehow compromised and or just the biggest beta male lapdog this country's ever produced. But these guys don't have the strength to do that. They operate in fear at all times. They're terrified of Donald Trump, who's terrified of Vladimir Putin. They're terrified of the base, who are a bunch of, gravy seals that can't hardly get off the sofa. All they do is sit and rage tweet when those accounts aren't in actually Pakistan or Russia. Moving along, Peter Thiel has been whispering sweet nothings into Vice President J.D. Vance's ears. They have a problem. J.D. Vance has a problem because he's this big Catholic. And I want to remind you, he's changed his name 3 times. He's a failed drag queen. He wears all that eyeliner. He can't defend his wife, can't defend his kids, and is big buddies with Peter Thiel. And he has changed his religion multiple times. And now he's like this hardcore Catholic. Well, the Pope, this American Pope, Pope Leo, he's really big on empathy and helping immigrants, all the Jesus stuff, right? He's kind of brought that back to the front of his form of Catholicism. Well, it's a real problem for Peter Thiel and all of the oligarchs. And so here's what's been going on between the two of them. Christopher Hale tweets, in leaked audio recordings, Peter Thiel reveals he told J.D. Vance to ignore Pope Leo on moral issues, including the development of ethical AI. He also suggested the American Pope was a tool of the Antichrist. J.D. Vance's top donor suggests Pope Leo XIV is the Antichrist. Okay, this is just what's so fucking crazy about these oligarchs, you guys. Peter Thiel, immigrant. He is an immigrant. Peter Thiel was not born in the United States of America, and we welcome immigrants. He was able to come over here and make so much damn money that he sits around and colludes with how he's decided he doesn't think democracy is that great anymore. He thinks the United States of America needs to be some sort of technocracy where we have a CEO, a tech CEO that runs the country. But he knows he can't take this to the ballot box because he knows that people like democracy. But these billionaires get so entitled and they get such a level of psychosis that this guy, he's the owner of Palantir that is getting all of our information. He's the one that queer-eyed J.D. Vance, and now J.D. Vance is worth millions of dollars because of Peter Thiel. And Peter Thiel's side hustle, with all the billions of dollars that he has, is he gives lectures on the coming of the Antichrist. And this guy, I guarantee you, doesn't hardly even pay taxes because he colludes with the party that has weaponized Christianity against rural and suburban Americans to think that they have to fight for the richest among them. That is just, it's so diabolical, and it makes perfect sense that Thiel and J.D. Vance are BFFs. All right. And finally, I'm going to leave you with Barry Weiss. Barry Weiss, of course, was handpicked by Larry Ellison to take over CBS. And she is a lesbian Jewish woman, and she is an anti-woke crusader. So, we can let a psychologist deal with her internalized homophobia and her internalized anti-Semitism that brings her to join the political movement of fascists that are doing exactly what Hitler did in the early days, which is taking people without due process and sending them places, and there's no record of it. So she's joined those people. And she thinks, like Peter Thiel does, and like a lot of people that get money and access, they think they know better than everybody else. Listener, if you've been on GLP-1 for weight loss, you may have seen results, but coming off the medication, that is the real challenge. That's why I want to introduce you to Prolon. Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet offers a drug-free way to keep the weight off while protecting muscle and supporting fat loss. In just 5 days, Prolon activates the same fat burning and cellular rejuvenation benefits triggered by fasting, all without giving up real food, helping you maintain your hard-earned progress. Prolon is a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, and beverages designed to nourish the body while keeping it in a fasting state, triggering cellular rejuvenation and renewal. Prolon has been shown to support fat-focused weight loss, biological age reduction, metabolic health, skin appearance, and so much more. Listener, for a limited time, Prolon is offering our listeners 15% off site-wide plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolonlife.com/IHIP. That's PROLONLIFE.com/IHIP to claim your 15% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/IHIP. So she wants to blow up CBS News and put up this tweet first. Barry Weiss thinks CBS's path to relevancy is more Alan Dershowitz. And Tennessee Holler tweets this, and he says, we couldn't make that up if we tried. She also clearly says something we have been saying for years. All media has bias. Charismatic centrism is just her way of being clear that objectivity is a myth. So Barry Weiss says that she wants to use her new perch at CBS News to, quote, redraw the lines of what falls in the 40 yards of acceptable debate in American political and cultural life. She says the aim is to sideline voices like Hassan Piker, Tucker Carlson, and Nick Fuentes and elevate voices like Dershowitz. Okay, before I put up a tweet that Alan Dershowitz tweeted, it's really important to note that network television and cable news shows, CBS News shows, they are the dinosaur. They are the typewriter of information delivery systems like to the smartphone. So all of you are on YouTube right now viewing this, or you're listening to us on a podcast because you've evolved. You're not at home with your remote control tuning in to the evening news or tuning into cable news because you understand that they are bought and paid for by corporations, and the people who still get their news this way are mainly boomers, and that's out of habit because that's how they've habitually their whole lives consumed television. So she thinks she's going to trot out Alan Dershowitz, who's a gajillion years old, who tweeted the following. Kylie put this up. Alan Dershowitz tweets, the age of consent laws have become controversial, sparking debates on societal norms and legality. Visit the link below to watch the full episode. And he says that he thinks the age of consent for sex is way too high. So this is who CBS News wants to trot out, and just hide and watch, you guys. CBS News is over. Under this woman's leadership, CBS News is going to tank, and it deserves to do it. When you throw away all journalistic integrity and you want to propagandize people into your demented, psychotic worldview, and you want to prop up a man who is in the middle of Jeffrey Epstein shit, who thinks the age of consent is too high, and that's the voice that you want to elevate on CBS News, I hope that you spectacularly faceplant because you deserve it. And shame on Barry Weiss for joining the homophobes in her plight to try to act like she is the magical lesbian Jewish exception. At some point, Barry, these white Christian nationalists will turn the knives at you. All right, that's my little check-in on MAGA. Pumps is on vacation. Please buy our book. It's a great way to support Pumps and me. Life is a Lazy Susan of shit sandwiches. Subscribe, like, comment on the algorithm, and thank you for watching Independent News.